Welcome, DeDe McGuire.
Welcome, thank you.
It is an honor to have you here.
Yeah.
Iconic.
What, who?
You.
Oh, I'm like, I thought you were talking about, your show is iconic.
On the way,
yes,
but
it is.
you are, my dear.
Well, thank you.
So before we get into this, we're powered by Grey Goose Essences. There's a shot for me and you, crafted by Miss K104's. So this is the watermelon basil with a splash of lime juice and watermelon pucker.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that you got me too.
Oh, okay, yeah. But there's more, okay?
Oh, there's more?
Oh, please believe it.
Okay.
And we got a drink inspired by you. It's in your name. It's called the McGuire.
Okay.
That's coming later, okay?
Okay.
All right, so a little this, that there.
I'm putting that in there, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, because it'll mess up my lipstick if I try to,
Gotcha.
All right. Oh, I stick it in there, okay.
Okay, that'll work.
All right, here we go. Wasn't it a shot?
That's what they said to me earlier.
But you wanted to taste it?
Yeah, I
It's
kind of
really
like ease
good.
into it. It is.
It's like a watermelon Jolly Rancher
Yeah.
almost. That was unbelievable. I need the, somebody get me the ingredients for this. I want it, okay.
That is good.
Oh my gosh, I love it, okay.
Woo. So, Miss McGuire, what was your motivation to pursue radio?
Wow. My motivation was, it looked like it was fun.
Okay.
It looked like I could be good at it. I always had the gift of gab. I'm the youngest of 5. All of us were in radio at one point, all of us.
Really?
Yeah. And we would have competitions as kids to see who could outread each other, right? We would read out loud, or we'd read something and act like we were a news anchor or a radio DJ, and we had fun. It was a competition, and then somehow we got older and said, this is fun, let's go pursue it. And that was it. The motivation was that I didn't get to finish college. I wanted to be a news anchor, and financial issues came about, and my financial aid wasn't there, so I went to work at a country radio station and said, I'll be a DJ then.
Country radio, huh? What market?
184.
Where were you at? Like Keep Running, Mississippi or something?
Killeen, Fort Hood. It was about 180, 160, somewhere around there. It was market 1 something, and when I got started, yeah.
But you killed it though.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a goal.
Mm.
It was a goal.
So from market 180 something, where we go next?
Then we went to market 30 something, I think, San Antonio, or maybe it's market 40, I don't remember. And then I stayed there for 1 year, and then I came to the big league, top 10 market in Dallas.
And you've been there ever since?
And no, I left Dallas, and then I went to Chicago. Now I can tell you these market number 3.
Yeah, that's
Went
right.
to Chicago, and then I went to Philadelphia. I think that was market 4, 5 or 6.
These were Cosmic Kevin in town?
No. I didn't do black radio for 5 years. I got out of it, for 5 years. And then after that, a gentleman by the name of Doug Banks called me, and he was doing, he's a legend, and he was syndicated, and he said, come and be my co-host. And I said, sure. And then we ended up in New York City, the number 1 market, right? I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
And how long were you in New York City?
We were on WBLS for 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, you was at BLS.
WBLS, legendary, right? And I was so young and dumb and didn't realize where I was. And there were so many opportunities that came my way. When I tell you, People would walk up to me and say, "We want you to be on our show, on Ricky Lake's show. We want you to come on and be a guest. We want you to write a book." I remember they came at me and they said, "We want to write you." You know, they heard me on the radio in New York City, write a book. Then it was, "Oh, DeDe, we want you to audition for the Boondocks." DeDe, I mean, literally in New York City, because it was the hub. That in LA, I was on the radio and things were just falling in my lap. It was crazy, and I didn't take advantage of it at that time. I was young and dumb.
You took a pass on it all.
I didn't take I went and auditioned for the Boondocks.
Okay.
I was horrible.
What? You got a great voice. I don't see why that didn't come together.
I guess my acting skills are bad. Yeah. That didn't work. And then I got on the air and cried about it. No, I actually made fun of it. And then let's see, what else? Oh, the book deal. I signed the deal, but I was too busy. I started, our show was traveling. We were broadcasting live all the time. We were in almost 50 cities, so it just wasn't gonna make it. Just yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you something. Where's the camera?
All
Wherever
over.
it is, everybody, listen. I just want you to know. You give me another shot in New York City. Watch this. I'm not missing an opportunity.
Please
Trust
don't.
me. I bet I did. I missed some opportunity.
Oh, okay.
Just dumb, young, didn't know what I was doing.
But the best is yet to come. Trust and believe. You're on top of the game now. I don't think there is a better morning show, to be perfectly honest with you. And there's some great competition out there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you number one for sure. Speaking of the legendary Doug Banks, when he passed,
Oh gosh.
how did you take that?
Look, I was going to say, give me some tissue right now. Mainly, well, I'm not going to say just because of that about Doug. I'm going to say, get me some Kleenex or something, everybody, because I got on these heavy lashes because I put on makeup for this, and I'll end up crying. But nonetheless, let me tell you about that. Doug is and was the most amazing man. I learned a lot. I do radio today, morning radio, the way I do it, because I learned from one of the best. So he was very instrumental in teaching me how to be comfortable on the radio, how to do morning radio, how to let the room breathe and let your co-workers and your co-hosts and everybody be a part of it. He taught me not to have a dictatorship. He taught me what funny was in the morning, how to construct a break. A lot of people will listen to us and they think that we just get on. There's a lot of prep. And you're mentally playing the game. You really are a quarterback. And you really have to look at everybody and figure out how you can bring out the best of them, set them up for a joke. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot more than people know. And you have to be up and well read on everything, because you have to be able to touch everything and know enough, whether it's gonna come up in the news or whether you have a guest on your show. Sometimes you'll have a guest on your show and you have 1 minute to prep for it. Somebody may say, "Oops, we forgot that this person's on." And they'll say, "DeDe, you're getting ready to talk to Dr. Fauci. And you better talk about the latest and what's going on with the coronavirus," right? And they'll just hand it to me. There's no prep and I got to remember and pay attention. So it's just a lot more than people know. It's a lot more. Mentally, it's draining at times.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
So how do you sleep? Because you seem like the world's busiest woman.
I do. I sleep about 4 hours at night, and then I come home in the middle of the day and sleep maybe 2 hours, 2.5, maybe 3.
So you've had the opportunity to interview iconic public figures.
Yeah. Okay.
Obama, Clinton,
Yeah.
Jay-Z, Beyonce, so on and so forth. Which one's your favorite interview out of all the interviews you've done?
My favorite interview?
Gave you the best energy, story, there's great chemistry there.
I thought Oprah was good. Oprah was a good interview. She was great because she knows how to interview, and so she knows how to be a guest, right?
Okay.
Oprah was very, very good. DeDe was one of my favorites.
Okay.
P. Diddy was one of my favorites, and one of the reasons why, I'll never forget, I had never seen the eye of the tiger, and when I mean that, somebody who is so focused. And I've only seen people that I've ever interviewed like that, and it was Diddy and the Kardashian mom. Meaning that when the cameras are rolling, right, or when the mic is on, we were so engaged, we were having a good time. I'm thinking we're besties. And I'll never get with Diddy. He was sitting there and we were having fun on the radio, and as soon as the mic cut off, he's in his phone, he's directing people, he's talking. I'm like, that was really funny, right? Yeah. And he was like, okay, anyway, next time you do this, do that. Like you could just see The focus became about business.
Right.
And I saw that, I was like, wow. I had never seen it like that. Yeah.
How do you feel about radio in 2021? Because we come from the golden era of media. You are true media.
Yeah.
You're not just starting podcast media, and there's nothing wrong with that. You come from real media, real journalism.
Yeah.
It's changed.
Yeah.
How it's received, how it's distributed. How do you feel about radio in 2021?
I think that true radio talent is going to prevail. And I think that what people are finding with podcasts, and people who end up getting into podcasting find out that it really takes work, and there's a lot of structure if you want a winning one. Like, we all can get on and talk and do whatever, but this isn't a game. It's truly a business, and there is truly structure in how to create a show, how to construct a break, how to keep people engaged, and how to keep people interested. I had a boss who taught me something one time. I had to change how I was doing radio. I had to relearn radio. And he said something to me one time, and he said, back in the day, people first began listening to music on a cassette tape, right?
Correct.
And then they moved from a cassette tape and they went into CDs. And they had the Walkman. And they had the, the iPod, whatever it was, everybody had, not the iPod, but you remember that, where everybody had to have? And he was telling me how we listened changed, right? So that meant we needed to change too, and how we delivered our music, how we delivered and talked to the audience, because as the audience was changing, we needed to. And it changed my perspective on what I needed to learn and how to communicate. And so I'm a fan of radio, I'm a fan of where it's gonna go, and I think that true radio talent will prevail, and they're gonna always look for it because we know how to communicate. We're communicators. Yeah.
Being that you've mastered radio.
Yeah.
Can we see a television show coming?
Did I just snort? I think I almost snorted. You know what? I've had people approach me.
Yep.
I was on a radio conference a month ago, and a man came up and said, I need to talk to her, or whatever. Nothing has quite materialized. I had somebody else just recently say it to me that they're developing and they wanted to see, and I was just like, okay, bring it to me and let me see. But
nothing as of yet, huh?
To be honest with you, right now the focus is, this morning show is growing. Like, we've been syndicated now for 3 years, and we're up to almost 60 cities in 3 years. And I remember when the guy came, his name is Peter Kosan, who runs Compass Media, and he told us, in your first year, if you get 20 markets, you're doing all right. He says, but you're not gonna blow it out of the water, blah, 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 blah. Well, he was just here last week, and he said, okay, you guys did it. You blew it out the water. So I'm focused on that, because what I really want is 100. I want 100 cities before we hit 5 years. And I think it's gonna happen. That was a goal.
You're gonna get there.
I want 100 cities.
Yes, ma'am. You're hilarious.
Really?
This is fact, not
no,
fiction.
I don't know if I think I'm silly. You think maybe silly? Let's go with that. I think I'm silly.
Silly, I think, is the main ingredient for being hilarious.
Okay. What about goofy?
All of that.
All of that. There you go.
That, naturally. So being that.
What about sexy? No, I'm joking. I'm
Okay.
joking.
We're gonna give you all that. This is your time.
Told you I was silly.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So what does comedy mean to you?
Gosh, I grew up on comedy.
Correct.
I grew up on it, and I'm gonna tell you why I say that. I tell people my mother was the funniest woman I had ever met or ever seen in my life.
Okay.
My mother was the funniest. And I remember my sister and I, who's here with me, my sister, Risa and I, we would sit on the stairs, and my mom would be on the phone with her friends, and we would just sit there because we knew she was gonna say something funny, and we would sit there and listen all day, because if she saw we were listening, she would stop, right? And she would be on her phone, and she would be talking, and she'd be like, I know, girl. Listen, hold on. What? I got somebody staring down my mouth. Like, she would just lose it, and we would be like, ooh. So she would like, get out of my conversation. We would sneak to hear our mom on the phone, talking to friends and everything, and she was funny. And then I'm the youngest of 5, so everybody in the family is funny. Like, everybody is, they're entertainers. I said, she had four of us, 5 of us were on the air. Out of the 5, 4 of us were on the air.
That's amazing.
We were on the radio. My sister did morning radio. My brother did morning radio. I have another brother who did radio. It's like crazy.
So where's home? Are you from Dallas, born and raised?
No. I am originally from Seattle, Washington. Well, born in Seattle.
West Coast.
And then my mom married a military man. We went to Germany for 3 years. And then we ended up in Texas when I was in middle school.
Okay. So far, you love it, huh?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
You represent and support a lot of charities, organizations of that nature. So what is the message you really want to convey to your audience? Because it seems like you are a woman that loves to give back. You're very kind. You have great energy. You are a legend, but don't have that attitude that comes with it, that where you make you think that I'm here, you're there. You're very reachable. You're connectable. You know, it's a great feel. So what's the message you really want to convey?
Well, first, when you said legend, I was feeling like I was on the Academy Awards, and I'm gonna come out with a.
This is it, baby.
You never know the Academy Awards. They give them a legendary honorary or icon. Okay. Anyways, I think that the message for me, and this is the thing, you know, when I launched my foundation, and it was for women. And, you know, I was raised by a very strong, proud Black woman. And there were times when she was raising us by herself, you know, 5 children by herself. And I watched my mom go back to school and do all those things. And I realized, even like I told you earlier, I went to school, had financial issues, and couldn't go back. Right. And it wasn't because I had bad grades. It wasn't because I was dumb. It was because financially I couldn't go. And I started realizing how important that is, and how many times people give you one shot at a scholarship, one shot to go to school. And when you mess up at the age of 18, 19, 20, nobody comes back and gives you a second chance, right?
Correct.
And I said, that's not fair. So let's do that for the women. After the pandemic, I had to expand because I saw there was more of a need. I started reading about how there were children and people were coming from families who couldn't even go back to school because of financial, look how everybody was hit. We were looking at situations where, you know, there was food insecurities, and I said, we got to expand this foundation because the need certainly in our community is bigger than just focusing on one. So we have to do that, because I realized something, that we really are all in this together. We really are.
In it together.
We are, and we're all connected. We all know somebody who knows somebody. We all have been affected sometimes by the same things. And so, yeah, we have to take care of each other. So I feel like it's my responsibility, certainly as a host of a show now that is nationwide,
yes, ma'am,
to give back to these communities.
What do you think the community is missing? Our community is missing these days?
Authenticity. Authenticity, transparency.
Okay.
Ownership. And not just ownership material-wise, not just because I'm talking about a house, but ownership of who we are, ownership of our faults, our greatness, our mistakes. We got to own them. In order to be better, we got to own them. And there's a lot of times I think that we, you know, we're allowing excuses to not be great, right? We're going to take an excuse over being great, and we got to stop that, because we've got to understand when we say magic, we're magic, and we better honor it, use it before it's taken away. And it's been proven folks want to take it away sometimes now, people. So let's own it. Let's honor it. But in order to do it, be truthful with yourself and with your community. We're great, but we also got some ills too, right?
Major ills.
And we don't want to address it, do we?
Nope.
There you go. So that's what I'm saying. In order for us to do it, we got to address them. We got to talk about it. We got to own it. We got to, even when it's ugly.
Accountability.
Right. Come on now. What? You got me serious, and I'm a silly girl.
Hey.
Give me another drink. Heck, you guys don't Give me another drink.
You ready for the McGuire?
Yes, I am. Give me the McGuire right now.
Okay. So before we bring the McGuire, this is my last question.
Okay.
Outside of media, charities, giving back, supporting in the community, what's your passion in life?
Fun.
Okay. Fun is good.
No. My passion, that's interesting. What am I really passionate about, truthfully? And it used to be, and it still is, passionate about educating our community, truthfully. You know, somebody asked me this, you know, I can show you a vision board. I'm really into vision boards.
Okay.
And honestly, I've been to vision boards and watched and read The Secret years ago, and manifestation and all of that.
So you're before, big on energy and
and it was before it became big, right? This is like, I'm telling you, 15 years ago, right? So it's not a fad for me. It's just what I believe, and I believe how we speak and focusing on what you want and all those things. And I knew and wanted to be syndicated. And my reasons to be syndicated wasn't because I wanted more money or I want another car, because I tell people all the time, my husband and I are going to stay in the same house that we're in. I don't care if I won the lottery. We're going to probably stay in the same house that we're in. I'm not a car person like that where I go, oh my God. I love jewelry, I really do, but look at me, I forgot even my wedding ring. But I wanted to do it because I know it's cheesy, but I just wanted to educate the African American community. I wanted to get in and really get the African American community to love me, so I can also then at that point tell you, hey everybody, let's work together to do some things and make a difference and make a change in our community. And the only way that we can do it, like I was saying, was become more aware and become accountable, like you said. And so that's probably more of my passion than anything is that.
And that is an amazing passion. Education is the main foundation and element for growth.
Yeah.
In order for you to grow as a community, you got to be educated.
Right.
And we miss that part.
Yeah.
You know, so more to come on your passion for education. We're going to have more talks about this in the very near future.
Okay.
Because I share the same passion with you, one of them though, and that's educating. Having people look at life through a different lens and different perspective. Because the days of old is not what's happening now. And things are just different. And you just got to understand, like, hey, I have to be able to adjust myself to move with the times.
Yes.
You know, but yeah, more to come on that, my good lady. More to come on. Let's get the McGuire going.
Okay.
Because it's cheers time for you.
Okay, good. Let's do it.
All right. This is the McGuire.
Okay.
And Miss Nakia Woods, please don't let me mess this up, right? So.
Wow, look how nice it is.
It is Grey Goose, peach and rosemary infused vodka, fresh peach juice, squeeze of lime juice, topped with soda.
Oh my God, I want that too. Look, you created that?
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
This is the McGuire.
I love it.
So before we dive into it, let me give you a cheers.
Okay.
So, cheers to you, DeDe McGuire, for your impeccable vision, your passion for the community. Yeah, you. Everything that you've contributed to media. Hats off to you. Cheers to you, my dear.
Thank you, sir. That's wonderful. Thank you. Wow.
Yes,
Oh, we got to stir it like that? That's what the
Just a
stir.
little stir.
All right. You know, you can tell all I do is just drink.
Let's see what this do
You
here.
hear me? All I do is drink. I don't do anything else.
Let's see here.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is good. Grey Goose Essences. This is amazing.
Shouts out to Grey Goose. Come on now.
So, we
Got
gotta
that
work
goose.
on that goose, boo. So moving forward, we're gonna work on getting the McGuire in places. So when they come and ask for the McGuire, baby. Ms. McGuire, you've been amazing. Thank you.
Oh, I'm done?
No, you don't have to be done, but I'm just letting you know. I just thank you for everything.
Oh, thank you for this. This is awesome.
Members only.